Hey guys, Ricky Analog, final recap of the week. Let's get into the disclaimer. Make sure you guys understand this is just for informational purposes only. It's not a solicitation to trade. Trading's very risky, folks, as if you didn't know that, but it is. So make sure you do your own homework. Let's get into the trade. We're going to talk about SYN. Look at that daily bar. Wow, what a woohoo. So at the highs, guys, this thing was extended 22 times the ATR, the average true range. And if you guys know me, what makes a short extremely juicy to me is extremeness. So the more extreme, the more I want this, the more I want to make sure that I don't miss it, the more I want to make sure I do everything I can to be a part of this. And this is why 22 times the range. And look at the move it gave back. Holy cow. From the highs, it retraced over $5. It gave back so much of that move. That's just gnarly. You don't see this too often. Now, I didn't catch the whole move, which it is what it is. I wish I had more size so I could have held more shares as it did fade. But I called this out in the chat, guys, and everybody had ample time to get in and take this. This was not a hindsight trade, guys. The earlier trades I actually did not call out because I knew I was messing around on the front side, and I am very hesitant to call things out like this that's a low float and squeezing like this in the trade or in the room, because I don't want people getting hurt. And I hope you guys understand. You guys can ask any member of our room, guys. Our main objective is to protect the chat members, to protect their capital, and we say it every day. The first thing, first and foremost, is protect your capital, and then after that we crush it. Okay, so let's get into the trade. The early paper cuts, this was based on there was a valid setup. I can show you it on the 1 minute. Well, another thing I don't like about these charts, there was a trigger there for me, and there wasn't a lot of room. The problem why this most likely failed was there wasn't a whole lot of room back down to the 5-minute 20. It wasn't that extended. And, I stuck to the stop. I took it off when we broke these highs. It was a starter small. This was tiny size. The paper cut I took on that was absolutely nothing. Then, I got involved in it again, thinking we were going to crack the 612 area. And I added on this pop. And when it started holding the 5-minute 20 again, I just took it off, guys. And again, the paper cut was super, super small on that. Like, honestly, guys, one of the things I do really well is that I'm very good at recognizing when I am being a little bit early and anticipating things, and I keep the size accordingly. Now, when we had this push up into 8 and the pullback, I told the whole room, I said, look, this thing breaks this 7 area. It's toast. That's the trigger. Under that is a trigger, and basically the game plan after that was get short as close to this area as possible. I think I had 727 somewhere in that level as where I was trying to add some serious size, and not so much that it would have crushed my day, but enough that it would have left a sting had I stopped out over this 765 area. But it's okay, because this is what I talk about when I say the extremeness of the move is dictating how much I'm willing to risk on something like this. Because up here we're up 200% on the day, guys, and this thing has an S1 that's filed that is waiting for an effect. And I haven't even gone and looked, but the way it traded into the close, it was almost as if someone knew something. I haven't gone to look yet. I'll check that out a little bit later. But yeah, so once it cracked, that's pretty much the end of the story. The final blow was obviously under 613, and I probably should have just smoked it right there, and I didn't. I was like, you know what, maybe it'll bounce and give me some ads around the 5-minute 20. But if you look, guys, when it finally broke, this thing never even tested the 5-minute 20 again, which is kind of why I was bummed that, I took I took $1.30 something off the first half, and then the last half I took 2 points. Actually, more than 2 points. I was out completely at 444, and I really thought this thing was going to have a bounce. I told everyone in the chat, I was like, I do think 4 is possible, but the way it just fell through 4, that was kind of gut-wrenching to watch from the sidelines when you had such a good short on it. But that's okay, guys. It is what it is. And this is just another one of those plays. I mean, everybody in our room, I feel like, specializes in something. You got some guys in there that crush the news. Goose is amazing with the retrace plays. Titus kills the NQ futures and Titus kills everything. The guy slaughters every stock, every price level, every capital structure. It doesn't matter. It's a blessing to watch that guy trade. And I like to think that these micros are my thing, and I trade the big caps. I trade the news plays. We all trade it all, but this is where I tend to gravitate towards, is the micro caps and catching these reversals on this stuff. You don't get things that get this extreme in large cap land. Well, not very often. I guess you can't really say that when you have a day like Tesla had today. However, this is the kind of thing that you're going to find over at stocktraders.net, guys. We're there every day walking people through these trades, telling them where the triggers are, where the targets are, and where to get out of the trade due to it going against you, which is, in my mind, the most important thing, guys. We're not over there. You'll never hear me say, guys, just add. Don't worry, this is going to come back in. SYN is a turd. This is overextended. No, I will be the first one to tell you guys cut and run because it broke a level, and you need to acknowledge that you were early or you were wrong. And that's exactly what happened, on the front side here, and that's okay. Because when you get the backside, guys, the risk reward on this was crazy good. Look, even from here to here, we're talking a little bit over $1. And had I held for, if I had more size and been able to hold for the whole thing, that risk reward, even with $1 stop, is still like 4-1. Just crazy good trade there. And that's what happens when you get the extremeness. So check us out, guys. StockTraders.net. Come see us. Peace.